It's Andy Henderson. Great to have you with us. Hope you're really well. Hope you've had a great week so far. And today marks part one of the series of live events I'm going to do, live masterclasses for you guys on LinkedIn who want to really grow your business. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've learned so much. I've learned so much over the last 4 years, and I want to share that with as many people as I possibly can. And listen, there's no smoke and mirrors about this. My hope is that you'll take some of this stuff, you'll implement some of this stuff into your business. And when you may hit a roadblock or you're struggling with something, or you just need a bit of guidance or maybe a bit of accountability, then you'll come to me and you'll say, Andy, can you help? So fingers crossed, all the value I'll give you might lead to us having a conversation. Maybe we'll end up working together. So that would be really, really cool. So what is the session all about? How long will it last? Well, today's session, it's all about supercharging your success into 2022 and beyond. Yeah, and it sounds a bit corny and a bit cheesy, but it's not, because after the last 2 years, some of us have had really chaotic business lives. We've had loads of stuff going on. Some of us, our businesses have barely even sort of held on for dear life, held on by the fingertips. Some of us have got a massive explosive growth. Either way, we want to draw a line under that at the end of this year. We want to move into 2022 with a plan, with a purpose, with some motivation, with a framework, a structure behind us, so we can take measured, focused, planned steps towards the place that we want to get to in the future. Because otherwise, why are we doing this? Why are we turning up for work in our business and it's like Groundhog Day every day? You know, why are we doing that? We don't want that anymore. We want more. We want to feel the business. We want to feel how good it's going to be. We want to take part in its success. And we want every single person in our business to come with us and stand shoulder to shoulder with us. So we end the feeling of disconnection and isolation in the boardroom. We bring the team with us. We get them to feel good. We get them to believe in this journey. Imagine that. Imagine every single person in your business coming along for the ride, playing an active part in helping you succeed, helping you build the business, you and your board, helping you build that business that you dream about every day. How's that sound? If I can do that, would that be good? Maybe, I don't know. I think it would. If someone did this for me, I think it'd be awesome. So where do we start? So what I'm going to do in a short while is we're going to go through some slides, and yeah, you might find them boring, but listen, make sure, get a pen, get some paper, because you're going to learn some stuff, I promise you. Because out of the 400 or so businesses I've worked with in the last 4 years, I've learned tons. And I don't know where my book is. I've lost my book, but I've written loads of notes about all the lessons I've learned, all the things to do, all the things not to do, all the things I've seen that work, and all the things I've seen not work. And I've created a kind of Bible of sorts. And in that Bible, there's lots of different categories, lots of different areas, lots of different themes. And one of the themes that we're going to tackle today is all about strategy. You might go, oh God, Andrew, not strategy. It's so boring. It's so complicated. Let me tell you, it's not boring. It's not complicated. It's actually really exciting. Why is it exciting? Because right now you may be feeling like this Groundhog Day. You might be working in the business quite a lot. You might be just feeling overwhelmed by all the stuff you've got to do, the job. If you feel like you've got a job inside your business, you're doing it all wrong. And the reason why you might feel like you've got a job inside your business is because you've not got a strategy. You don't know where you're trying to get to. You don't know what point B even is. And if you don't know where you're trying to go and why you're trying to get there, you'll never create exciting plans and milestones and projects to work on. You'll just be doing your job because that's all you know. And that's not a great place to be, because I've been there. So whilst we're going through some of the slides, I'll tell you some stories and some examples of businesses I've worked with that have suffered from certain things, and things that we've done to really get clarity and create that sense of direction, create that sense of focus that we all crave. Well, I certainly crave it, and I know every single business I've worked with craves that. And I'm working with right now probably 30 different businesses I've worked with this week, in groups and on one-on-ones. And it's that clarity, that focus, that connectedness to other people in the business, that plan and that structure and that framework underneath it that is actually going to really help and drive that success, drive you forwards, and help you create that business that you want to create, a business that works for you and not the other way around. So it's going to last probably about an hour. I've not done the timings on the slides. I'm not precious about my time today. As far as I'm concerned, this is the last thing I'm doing today. It's the thing I've been looking forward to most all day. And I'm eager to share. I'm eager to share what I know. So grab your paper, grab some pens, and strap in for the ride. I'm just going to share my slides now with you. So hopefully the technology works. Fingers crossed it's going to. So here we go. So you can see me, I'm here. You can see the slides here, which is good. Your strategy starts here. Set yourself up for business success in 2022 and beyond. Are you ready to go? Okay, well, first of all, you probably need to know a little bit about who I am. Just a little bit. I'm not going to go overboard on it. So let's get that bit over with first. So who am I? So I am Andy Henderson, the Sherpa Guide. I'm the founder of Forward Thinking, the creator of Success GPS, and the CEO of Your Affordable Board. 3 things. And all those things are designed to help businesses make improvements, not just in the way the businesses operate, but in the way that the board thinks, the way the board feels, and the actions and the behaviours the board carries out in the business to make it a success. And my nickname is the Sherpa Guide. And you might think, oh, what's that all about? Why don't you just call yourself a business coach? Because there's 5 billion business coaches, and every time you shake someone's hand and you introduce yourself as a business coach, a little bit of me dies inside, and a little bit of the person I'm introducing myself to dies inside. And the Sherpa Guide thing, well, where did that come about? Well, it came about because when I left my corporate career, I built a huge IT business. Well, not huge, but it, £25 million. It had 48 employees, and we did some amazing stuff. But when we built that business, it wasn't easy. In fact, it was really difficult. And I've been in a really dark place with that business. And when we finally did implement the stuff we needed to help it grow, when we finally created belief and we got everyone on the journey with us, we eventually sold that business. And when we sold it, I'd been in it for 20 years. And I found my inspiration from Pendle Hill. Some of you may know it. It's a hill in the Pennines. It's almost a mountain in size. And it's great to walk up. You get some great views. And it was one afternoon when I was walking up and down there. I was getting halfway up. I was a bit sweaty, a bit tired. And I just thought to myself, I'm tired. I'm stressed. I've had enough. I'm out of breath. I feel a bit sick. And a part of me, a big part of me just wanted to come back down and go, well, you've kind of done enough. It's okay. Just come back down. But I didn't want to come back down because there was a bigger part of me that actually wanted to get to the top, to experience the exhilaration of breaking through that self-belief barrier, that pain barrier, and standing at the top thinking, I've done it, I've made it. And you can see for miles, you've got that clarity. And I related that sort of feeling and those thoughts to my life in business. And business is hard. It's like climbing a mountain. You get halfway up, you feel sick, tired, you feel out of breath. And sometimes you do want to come back down. Get a job, because it's easier. Life will be simpler. Yeah, but you won't feel it inside. You won't feel that burning desire anymore to build something that you're proud of, to build a legacy, And, when we factor in all the hills and the climbing and the mountains, the destination, the clarity and stuff, the nickname came about, Sherpa Guide, and it kind of stuck. So that's who I am. I'm the Sherpa Guide. So basically what that means is, because I've got experience, I'm not just a guy that's teaching businesses how to perform better because I've read some stuff in books. Of course I read, of course I watch YouTube, of course I listen to the odd podcast every now and again to get some inspiration and to learn more stuff. But my learning has come from all the experiences I've had with the businesses I've taught and the businesses I've run and grown before. And that means that just like a Sherpa Guide at the bottom of Everest or the bottom of Kilimanjaro, it means that I've got experience and I'm going to support you on your journey. I'm not going to run ahead. I'm not going to run fast and shout at you for being slow. I'm not going to stand at the back and shout at you to get a move on. I'm going to be at your side. I'm going to be carrying your bags. I've got experience of the terrain. I know the shortcuts. I know where to take risks and where not. I understand the route, the safest route. I understand some of the preparations we need to make. And I understand how I'm going to help you get there to where you want to be. And hopefully I'm going to inspire and lead you and motivate you to that destination. That's what I do. I'm not a coach that tells you stuff. I'm not a consultant that implements the stuff for you. I'm the guy that understands that you already have the answers. All you need is to be asked the right questions, to get to the truth, to get the right answers out of you. Believe it or not, you've got all the answers you need already. You just need the questions. And some of the stuff we'll talk through might trigger some light bulb moments, some brainwaves. It might help you actually take some stuff away today and implement some stuff immediately in your business. I can't wait for that. So today it's about strategy. What is strategy? Well, look at that slide. It's complicated. It's full of different stuff. There's like 500 things going on. Finances, operations, people, goal settings, competition analysis, vision, mission, growth, customer service, research. Oh my God, the very word strategy strikes fear into so many people. But it's not complicated. It's not complicated at all. Actually, it's really simple, because strategy is just a plan of action designed to achieve a long-term goal or aim. A strategy is just a plan to get from A to B. That's all it is. So don't get overwhelmed by the word. Don't think, oh, I need to create a strategy and all these complicated bits and pieces. It's not, it's just simple. We need to define where we are now, where we're trying to get to, and we need to build a plan to get there. And that's what I'm going to guide you through today. How does it work then? Well, first of all, we've got to think strategy A to B. But what's point A? Where are you now? You're probably doing this. You're probably up, down, left, right, going all over the place. Overwhelmed by everything, just getting stuck into the doing the day-to-day stuff. Zigzagging, moving, confusing movement with progress. At the end of the week, you get to Friday, you think, bloody hell, I've worked 60 hours this week. I'm absolutely knackered, but I just don't feel I'm getting anywhere. Wow. How long have you felt that for? How many other people that you know who own businesses feel the same way? I felt it. I feel it sometimes even now, and I'm the flipping master at this stuff apparently. I feel it myself. You're just flipping zigzagging, moving, faster, not making progress to where you're trying to get to. Well, what's the answer? Well, what we're doing at the moment is wasting time, effort, energy, and money at point A. We're trying to move. We're trying to find the destiny. We're trying to find the golden goose that's going to lay the golden egg for us. We're trying to find that point B. Where is it? When will I know when I've got there? All these different point Bs, up, down, left, right, zigzagging, all over the place. Wasting time, effort, energy, and money. We're wasting it all because we're trying to go in all these different directions. But actually, it's not a difficult problem to solve. Because instead of going down all these routes and trying to find point B, what you actually need to do is define point B. Define it, crystallize it. Understand where you're going, why you're trying to get there, and what will happen when you arrive. Because once you understand where you are and where you're trying to get to, and you've created the pathway between, we're going to enjoy the journey as well, right? Not just the destination and all the fruits of that destination. We're going to enjoy that journey. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fulfilling. It's going to be rewarding. So we need to crystallize the destination, the top of the mountain. What's your top of the mountain for you? What's at the top? What's going to happen when you get there? What's going to happen when you build this business, build a legacy business? You're going to feel proud. You're going to be clear. You're going to create choices. You're going to have options instead of compromises. It's a great thing to do, because once you've defined point B, once you've defined your destiny, what you can do then is harness all that time, effort, energy, and money and laser guide it towards that point, towards your destiny, towards the place that you want to get to for your reasons. And that's such an exciting thing to do. It's like, the surface of the sun. It's a very, very hot thing. But when the sun's rays hit the earth, all it does is warm us up by a couple of degrees. But you can go to China and buy a laser for $20 and that thing will cut through metal. Why? Because it's laser focused. It's channeled, all that energy is channeled to doing one thing, cutting through the steel. Whereas the sun, it's just warming everything up. Awesome. So when you know where you're going and why you're trying to get there, and you can measure the progress between where you are and where you're trying to go, that leads to a fulfillment. And that feeling is exactly what you're searching for today. The feeling inside, fulfillment, contentment, calm, peace. I've made it. You'll not make it anywhere if all you're doing is zigzagging around at point A. It's like this famous quote here. Back to the sun analogy. It warms everything up a mile wide, but it only goes an inch deep. And for you, I want to master your business. I want you to master it. I want you to go an inch wide and a mile deep. Like that laser cutting through steel. You can read, I love the bit about the alligators on the quote. It's very funny. Anyway, point A and point B. So important. So we've got to think of strategy like a journey up the mountain. First of all, we've got to get to the bottom of it. First of all, we've got to get to the base camp. You know, and with any journey, there are vital things. The first vital thing is we need to define point A. Where are we at right now? It's like when you jump in the car and you turn on the car, you put the sat nav on. First thing it does is go up to the satellites and goes, where am I? What's my longitude and latitude? The second thing it does, it sits there, it's waiting for you. Give me the destination. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Basically, where's point B? So think of it as a journey from point A to point B. Really important. So the first part of defining your strategy for 2022, so that you can grow, so that you can build the business that you want to build. And I've learned all this stuff. You know, I've learned it, I've experienced it, I've done it, I've implemented it many times in many businesses and a few times in the businesses that I've worked within before. You need to understand and crystallize point A. And how do you do that? Okay, well, it's dead simple. Get your pen, get your paper. You need to understand where you are right now. What are the facts? What are the numbers? Once you've written down the numbers, revenue, gross profit, net profit, cash in the bank, hours you work, how many customers have you got, how many employees, all that sort of stuff. Then look at it, really look at it and examine it and think to yourself, are you happy with where you're at? Can you do more? Do you want to do more? Is the potential in there that's untapped? The answer is probably yes. So then ask yourself the two questions there. What are the obstacles holding you back? What are all the things holding you back? And also, what are the opportunities that exist today? The ideas that you've got to grow, but you're not doing anything with them. Think about those things. And once you've answered those and you've created a couple of lists, you need to know how it feels. Describe how it feels right now. Point A. How does it feel to you right now in your business? Write it down. Okay? Got the start point. The second thing in creation of strategy, and you must do it in this order as well, is the second thing is you must define the destination. What's the promised land? What does success mean to you? You've got to think about that. The amount of people have sat in this office and I've said, I know where you are, I understand, I've asked them loads of questions about it, but where are you trying to get to? What does your life look like in 10 years? If you could design your ideal life in 10 years' time, and you could write about what that life's going to look like, what would you write? Write it down. Who are you? Where are you? Who are you with? What do you feel like? Who have you become? What things do you own? Because it's okay to want to own things. It's really okay to want to own things. Yeah? What does success mean to you? It's very subjective, personal. You need to write it down because that becomes your promised land, the nirvana, the place that you want to get to. And once you understand that, it's just a simple question of, okay, well, how does my business need to perform? How does your business need to perform to give you that life? No more, no less. You might actually find that what you want to achieve in business is a bit less than what you thought. Because actually we're preconditioned to just want more, 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 more until we die. With loads of money in the bank. What's the point in that? Yeah? So define your life, successful life, and then define how your business needs to perform to give you that life. And once you've written about those things, then ask yourself, when you achieve those things, how will you feel? So not only are we talking about the facts of where we're trying to get to, we're visualizing where we're the facts about where we are, we're visualizing where we're trying to get to, and also we're describing how it's going to feel when we get there. So we've got two very clear points. So once we've got those 2 points nailed down, it's really cool. We can start to move in a straight line. from point A to point B. None of this zigzagging anymore. None of this going round and round in circles, up, down, left, right, all over the place, moving, not making progress. But once you define those two things, and this is a long-term thing, right? So your point B, when you define your successful life, think about it in 10 years' time. Think about it in 5 years, 7 years, long-term, yeah? Hope that makes sense. But at this point, once you define point A and point B, we've got a problem because the bloody journey is massive. It's absolutely massive. It's like your business, where it is now, is at one side of the Grand Canyon, point A, and the business that you want to build is at the other side of Grand Canyon, point B. And there's a massive, death-defying drop in between. What we need to do is we need to create a bridge across to safely get you there. How do we do that? How do we create that bridge? I'll tell you. The bridge is all about goals. It's all about, and this is the third part. So let me just recap. The first part in defining a strategy for your business for 2022. The first part is to define exactly where you are. The second part is to define exactly where you're trying to get to. That gives you the 2 points. What happens next? We need to define goals. We need to define our guiding light goal. We need to define some operational goals. Why do we need to do that? We need to do it because, in effect, the goals create the bridge. They create the direction, they create the bridge across, like stepping stones over a river. Yeah? It helps us boil down that journey time so that we can concentrate on each step at a time rather than thinking, oh, I need to fly over there. No, you just need to take the first step onto the first stepping stone. Boom. Done. And it's really great that, you know, the businesses that I've worked with at this point, the clarity that those businesses sort of achieve for themselves and the business owners, the directors of those businesses, it's massive because we're starting to have the right conversations about what does success look like, what's holding us back now, what are the opportunities that we all have to grow. You know, really important questions that we're probably not asking ourselves if we're truthful. And it's those questions that seek to lower our egos, to lower the armour that we surround ourselves with, and to sort of present our authentic selves in the boardroom. What better place to start? And I know that you're probably thinking, Andrew, I want a strategy to build my business. I want a strategy to sell more stuff, to make more profit, to make more revenue. I get that. But this first bit is about helping you think correctly first. Getting clear on where it is you are, where it is you're trying to get to, breaking that journey down into bits and pieces. So it's easy. You know, it's kind of like Stephen Covey. What does he talk about? He talks about in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Stephen Covey talks about starting at the end and working backwards. Starting at the destination, working backwards from there. Yeah? So if we have some goals, we can start at the end goals, the final goals that link with our successful life and the performance of our business when we get there. And we can reverse engineer those goals backwards. Would you agree? Hope so, because it's the methodology that kind of works. So hopefully this is all making sense to you. So we'll carry on. So the first goal that I encourage everyone to set, because I've tried it with short-term goals, but people hit them or don't hit them, and it's like, well, what do I do now? Because I've gone beyond that 1 year or 2 year or 3 year. What's next? Really, we want an ultimate goal. Some people call it a BHAG, big hairy arsed goal, or big hairy audacious goal. I like the hairy arsed goal bit. I think it resonates a bit better because I'm not the corporate guy. As you can see, I don't wear pinstripes. I don't wear patent leather shoes either. I wear sneakers and a parka and some 3 stripes. So we need a 10-year goal. And what's that 10-year goal all about? Well, it's kind of like the North Star to the 3 kings. They know that if they follow that star, they'll arrive at the right place at the right time to witness the miracle. You will too, but you need a guiding light. You need a guiding light. And let me tell you, this guiding light isn't just about you. This guiding light and this creation of strategy, it's about your whole business. It's about every single person in that business. Excuse me, I'll just get a drink. It's about everyone. Because the moment you embark on this journey, the moment that you start creating a plan to get from A to B, It's great that you will complete it yourselves or with your board, but the real magic happens when you start to communicate this plan with people. You start to help people understand where the business is going, why it's going there, what are the hurdles that we're going to encounter on the way, what are the opportunities that we might seek to capitalise on the way. And then crucially, what is their part that they play in this plan? What is the part that they play in moving the business forward from A to B? Yeah. And once you get that communication going and people understand the part they're going to play, then what happens is you create belief. And on the back of belief comes high performance. So when you're setting goals, don't just automatically think about revenue and profit. Think about things with deeper meaning. And I'll come on to that in a sec. So, when I talk about deeper meaning, I'm talking about things that, goals that inspire more belief. You know, there's lots of people out there who want to make a difference to other people's lives. It's likely that your business actually makes a difference to people's lives, whether it's your employees or your customers. Maybe you're a coach and you deliver life-changing coaching. Maybe you're a recruiter and you help put the right candidates in their dream jobs. You know, maybe you are a marketing person that helps people supercharge their marketing so they can grow and make more money and, you know, become financially free. You know, you make a difference to these people's lives. So maybe there's a goal you could create that's around that. Maybe there's a goal you could create around people, around impact, like an impact goal. Because my beliefs are, if you concentrate more on impact than income, if you concentrate more on relationships, not revenue, if you concentrate more on meaning, not money, and if you concentrate on more on purpose and profit, the money and stuff arrives anyway. Because you focused on the impact first and foremost, creating a difference in people's lives. The more you seek to create that positive difference, the more people will want to come and use you and buy your services. It's a really cool thing. And of course, when you chase impact, it's more fulfilling than chasing money. Because the most exciting thing about business isn't when the money drops into your account. It's probably when you introduce your service to someone and they say yes, or it's probably when you deliver the service and they say that was life-changing. Wow, what a feeling. It's not when the money hits the bank. So why are we chasing it? Let's chase impact. Awesome. So create a goal around impact, a massive goal, a 10-year goal around the impact you could create. I want to impact the lives of 1,000 customers. I want to have 1 million users on my app. I want to have, you know, 100,000 subscribers to my monthly magazine, whatever it is. You know, whatever. I want to, you know, place 1,000 candidates in their dream jobs within 10 years. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It matters to you, it doesn't matter to me. What's the type of goal and what's the number? So we need a 10-year goal because that's the guiding light. But once you've got a 10-year goal, we need to think about smaller goals because you can't plan for 10 years. That'd be crazy. But the 10-year goal is all about that guiding light. It's connected to your destination, your destiny, the dream life you want. Singular, big goal, scary and exciting. Why is it scary? Because when you create a goal that's right, the scariness comes from the fact that you don't know how you'll get there and there's a lot of learning and growing to do on the way. Yeah, so it's got to be scary, it's got to be exciting. We're going to move in a straight line. The 10-year goal is going to be the guiding light, like the North Star to the Three Kings. But then what we're trying to do is we get the 10-year goal and then we reverse engineer it to years 3, years 2 and years 1. We create 3 3-year goals, revenue, profit, impact. Then we look at year 2, revenue, profit, impact. And year 3, revenue, profit, impact. Brilliant. And what happens is, you look at them 1-year goals once you've created them, and you think, wow, that's going to be easy. And I'm working with a business right now. Some massive goals, multi-million-pound business. I worked with them 9 months ago. We started Success GPS, right? And we went through the whole process. And since then, every quarter, Dave brings me in to meet his entire team, and we do some work over a couple of sessions, a couple of 2-hour sessions to bring them in and engage them. And I'm not kidding you. You know, their 1-year goals, they've smashed them already. Revenue, smashed in 8 months. Profit, smashed 8 months. Number of new clients, absolutely smashed 8 months. Not 12, they did it in 8. So they've got 4 more months to absolutely overachieve on their 1 year goals. And let me tell you, the 1 year goals were a stretch from where they were, but that's not an isolated incident. Usually, most people that work with me create the goals, get some accountability built in, I help them implement it, execute it, hold them to account, making sure they're doing the right things. And they do it and it's easy. It feels easy because do you know what? They've got momentum. They've got plan, they've got a structure, they've got clarity. It's working. Feels good. It's going to feel good for you as well. So those 1 year goals are critical because it gives us a sense of ease. It's the first step over the Grand Canyon, over the bridge, over the Grand Canyon. Yeah? Cool. So what happens when we've got the goals? Well, the fourth bit of this, the fourth bit out of 6, so there's only 6 bits I'm going to tell you. The fourth bit is, so we've got the start point, we've got the destination, we've now got the goals. Now it's about how the bloody hell do we get there? How the bloody hell do we go from A to B? How do we do that? I don't know. How do we do that? That's insane. So, how do we do it? 10 lenses of strategy. This is the how. These are the 10 things you need to define. If your business right now has hit a plateau, if you've grown, stopped, stagnated, maybe gone a bit backwards as well, it's because the foundations that you built to get you to where you wanted to go in your early years are not now fit for purpose. And it's not like you need to do a massive overhaul, you need to bulldoze them and wheel some new foundations in. No, we just need to optimize them. We need to recheck them, reanalyze. Just, it's almost like a sailing thing. We need to tweak the sails because we're kind of going in the wrong direction. Yeah? And that sort of stuff it's crucial because sometimes a 1 or 2 degree change in our sails can lead us massively into the wrong direction or stop us dead on the water, which is where you might be now. So what are these 10 lenses that I'm talking about? I'll tell you. Just bear with me. Hang on a sec. Slides have stopped. There we go. Okay, lens number 1. First of all, you need to define your core services. What are the services or products that you offer? And I don't mean a list of 500, just categorize them, 2 or 3. Think about the services you offer today. Think about the new services you might want to introduce in the future. Dead simple. We need to split them out though. We need to know specifically what they are. The reason is because each service might have a different dream buyer, a different ideal customer for that service. It might not. They might be all aimed at one particular type of customer. You might be lucky. If you're not lucky, or each service might be focused on a particular different type of customer. Dream buyer, I call them. So once you've defined the services, then what you need to do is define your dream buyer. What I mean by that is, we've all had customers that we hate, that we can't stand, that we don't like. But we've all had customers that we love. We really like. They're like friends. They love what we do. They value everything that we do. They keep buying off us. They keep connected to our journey. But what's the difference? That's what we need to work out. Dream buyer is so important because you might say, well, hang on, Andrew, I don't need to know who my niche is, who my dream buyer is, because I can sell my stuff to anyone. Yeah, how's that going? How's your marketing going with that? It's probably not going, is it? Because when you market everything to everyone, no one listens. Doesn't get the attention of the person that you can serve the deepest, in the most meaningful way. So we have to define who our dream buyer is for each service line. So take service line 1 or product line 1 and start this process. Who are the best customers you've ever dealt with that have consumed that product? Yeah? What's the demographics? If you're B2B, it's like industry, how big are they as a company, revenue, employees, who's the functional head, where are they, where's the location, who's the decision maker, all those sorts of things. If it's B2C, it's age, sex, location, likes and interests, education levels, occupation, earning levels, all those things. We need to be clear on the demographics. Then we need to be clear on the character traits. What are these people like? The dream buyers. What are they like as people? Imagine them with their family. Imagine them with their customers. Imagine them with their employees. Imagine them at the gym, playing golf, whatever. What are their character traits? Something attracted you to that type of person. What are their character traits? You need to be clear on that. Because there's something similar about all your dream buyers, all those people that you love to work with. There's something similar about who they are and what's inside them. Once you've defined the character traits, you need to be clear on the problem that they have, the pain that they suffer from, and the result that they want. Every customer has a problem, a series of problems that you solve. Those problems manifest as pains that hurt, that frustrate, that stress. What are the pains? And every customer has hopes and dreams. What are they? You need to know. It's your job as a business owner, as a board of directors, to know more about your customers than they know about themselves. John Lewis advert, great. Hits the emotions. Some people I've spoken to said, rubbish advert, worst advert this year. They were young people. They'd never seen ET. I am their target demographic. Nearly 45, coming up to 50, some money, working class, but, I might shop at John Lewis because I appreciate the finer things. I watched ET in 1981 and it made me cry. And they're tapping into that emotion because that sort of video, it's all about tapping into the emotion. It's all about emotionally resonating. And this, what we're talking about here, is kind of building the foundations for your marketing. This is the bit that's going to supercharge your business. So what are the services? Who's a dream buyer? The third lens that you need to define is your value proposition. What's the message? Your value proposition is all about your uniqueness, your superpower, what makes you different, and why should anybody care? We need the message, the headline. We need it to infuse into your marketing, into your website, into your email footers, into the words that you speak at speaking events, into your leaflets, your flyers, your Instagram posts, your LinkedIn posts. It's all about the value. What's your proposition of value to your dream buyer? Create the message, headline, paragraph, some bullet points of evidence to back it up. Awesome. Most difficult part of strategy, that, creating the message. Very often you can outsource that bit, but you need to be part of the process because it's all about you and your customer and what they feel and what they think and what their problems are and their pains. But it's very, very worthwhile exercise to do it. It's critical that you go through that process. The fourth lens is how we communicate that message. So what have we got at the moment? We've got the service, the dream buyer, the message. How do we communicate it? What's the best place to sell Bibles? Church or a hotel, I hear you say. Yeah, very good. Why is that? Why is it church? Yes, I know. It's not just about that though. We know that people who buy Bibles go to church. But the great thing about it is, I know in that building over there, 500 people are going to be in there on a Sunday at 10 o'clock that buy Bibles. So how we communicate is about where our dream buyer congregates. Where are their eyeballs? Where's their attention? Yeah? Is it on LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Is it Insta? Is it Snapchat? Is it TikTok? Is it speaking events? Is it industry gigs? Is it a particular paper, particular magazine? Where are they? Are they watching particular influencers? That's for you to decide. We need to know how you're going to communicate. So can you see these lenses if you define them? If you haven't defined them, if you haven't optimized them recently, they're valuable. The service offering, the dream buyer, the message, how we communicate the message, the relationships that we have with our customers. How could we make them even better? Because the worst thing we could do when we're selling stuff and when we're building a business is to just sell one thing to one customer and then they go away and we never see them again. How do we turn a customer from a transaction into a client, into a valued relationship? What could we do differently in our business? Define it. Write down a list of things you could do differently, better in your business right now to keep those customers coming back for more and more and more. Yeah, really massive relationships. Once you've got relationships done, culture. Oh my God, this is the big one. And this is the biggie, right? When people come to me, when customers come to me, prospects, what's on their mind is they want more revenue, more profit, and they want more customers. And I'm like, I can do that. I can help you create a plan. We'll go out there, we'll win more customers, we'll grow. It'll be great. I can do it. And then we'll start the work. By the end of the work, after 8 weeks, suddenly the penny drops. The penny drops. And very often, in fact every time, it's a case of, Andrew, it's not about the numbers, is it? No, it's not. What is it about though? It's about the people and the culture. Let that sink in a minute. Because the numbers are the past. Once the numbers are in the P&L or balance sheet, they're done. Can't change them. But what we can do is change and motivate the behaviour of the people in the business, the things that they think, the things that they feel, the things that they do in our business. Create belief, create high performance. Belief in what? Belief in the journey. Belief in you and your board. Wow. Imagine having a business full of belief, a community inside your business of people that want to be there, that believe and that work hard to achieve the mission and the vision. Be awesome. So culture. What do you do with this then? Well, it's a big topic and there's lots to be done and said and built around culture. But there's a very simple thing you can do. Look at your goals, get together with your team and ask them, those goals, what kind of culture does this business need to achieve those goals? And once they've told you, write some words down. Then ask them, what kind of culture have we got? Ask them for words that describe it. You have a gap. Culture 1, culture 2. Culture 1 is what we've got, culture 2 is what we need. Then create a simple 12-step action plan to move from culture 1 to culture 2. Try it. It works. Sometimes you need some external input, some external guidance, a facilitator. I'm quite happy to do that with you, for you. But it works. It's very, very powerful exercise. Dead easy. Because ultimately, like I said right at the start, you've got the answers. You always have had. It's just my job to ask the right questions, to get the right process and framework in front of you, to help you achieve success. What comes after culture? Partnerships. Who could we partner with that could help us get our message into more dream buyers? Dead simple. Accountants, marketing companies, they might be our partners right now. Our suppliers might be partners. But which industries serve our dream buyer already that we could partner with, and we could introduce our services to their clients and they could introduce their services to our clients? Won't cost anything. That could be really powerful for you. What are the partnerships? Lens 8. Systems and tech. Well, we know where you are now. We know where you want to be. What systems and tech have you got now? What systems and tech do you need? Year 1, year 2, year 3. You might be operating on Excel spreadsheets. Year 1, year 2, you might need a CRM system to manage all those customer inquiries. Just think about that. Lens number 9, resources. What things do we need to support this growth? People, skills, intellectual property, cash in the bank, buildings, vehicles, machinery. What do you need? Year 1, from now to year 1, what do you need? Now to year 2, what do you need? Now to year 3, what do you need? People, skills, IP, all those things. Think about it, write the stuff down. Dead simple this. Point A, point B, the goals, the 10 lenses, the plan. Strategy is not complicated. It's dead easy. You just have to have the methodology and the framework to get laser guided. So you don't spend all that time, effort, energy and money going in all those different directions. Lens 10, of course, how much do these things cost? Year 1, what do the things I need cost? Year 2, what do the things I need cost? Year 3, what do the things I need? People, how much do they cost? Well, what sort of person, what sort of skill set, what they're going to be doing? Machinery, vehicles, cars, marketing, whatever. Have a think. What do you need to achieve your year 1 goals, year 2, year 3 and beyond? And once we've got those things, once we kind of define those 10 lenses, and those 10 lenses are critical because they are the building blocks to any foundation of any business. And every single business needs to review and optimize those building blocks, all 10 lenses, regularly. It's like tweaking them sails on a yacht. Remember we spoke about it earlier? It's a really, really massively important thing to do because if you don't, you get to year 1, year 2, you'll stagnate and you'll be scratching your head wondering what the hell's going on. It's because the foundations to get you from here to year 2 are not sufficient to get you from year 2 to beyond. Okay, what comes after the 10 lenses then? Well, it's section 5, step 5, the 12-step plan. So we know where we are, we know where we're trying to get to, we've broken the journey up into chunks, we've examined the how we're going to get there, the 10 lenses of strategy to help us move from A to B. The dream buyer, the marketing stuff, the message, how we communicate, the resources, the systems and technology, the costs of these things, partnerships, relationships, culture. We've examined all those things. We need to boil everything we've learned down into a 12-step plan. 12-step plan for what though? To go to year 10? No. Year 3? No. Year 2? No. Year 1. We need a simple plan to move us from where we are to where we're trying to get to. So, remember the little picture? Start point? Done. We know what the destination is? Done. We're going to move in a straight line to get there, aren't we? Or as straight as possible. We're not going to zigzag all over the place. We're going to harness that time, effort, energy and money, and we're going to smash it forward towards that destination. Yeah? And I'll tell you how powerful this is. When I first created this methodology, the first customer I worked with, I didn't charge them because I needed to know if it worked. And this customer, the goal, the 10-year goal that we created at the top of the mountain there, it's still the absolute tip of the arrow for their business. Their 10-year goal was 1 million users on an app that didn't actually exist back then. But it's at the drive, it's right at the front of the business. When I started working with them 3 years ago, there were 2 people in that business. Now there's 22 with plans to take on thousands of people across the globe. 1 million users on the app. It's so powerful, this stuff. So we create the 10-year goal, we've got the destination, years 3, years 2, years 1. We've got those lots of goals all nailed down. But we're not going to focus on all that. We're going to focus the 12-step plan on our 1-year goals. So we're going to get rid of the 10. Forget that for a minute. Get rid of the destination, because we've done all that. Get rid of 3-year goals and 2-year goals, and let's concentrate on moving from where we are to those 1-year goals, creating a 12-step plan behind it. And there's 6 questions that you need to ask yourself to create the 12-step plan. The first one is, where are you now? Describe it. The second question is, where do you want to be? What is the goal in a year? What is the revenue goal? Question 3, what could you do to get there? What are the things that you could do to move you from where you are now to where you want to be? And there might be loads, you might write 20 things down. What will you do to get there? Why do you need to do those things, and when will you do those things? If you ask yourself questions like that around each goal, your revenue goal, your profit goal and your impact goal, I guarantee if you ask those questions 3 times, one for each goal, you'll come out with 10 to 12 things that you must do in order to achieve those goals. Fantastic. You end up with a 12-step plan. All you need to do is prioritize that plan. And once you've prioritized the plan, you've got these small stepping stones. They're going to take you all the way from the start point, all the way through to those 1-year goals. 12 things I must do. Dead simple. And you can see the color coded because I did that on purpose. Because there's 12 things and there's 12 months in a year. There's also 4 quarters in a year. Quarter 1, first 3 milestones, in yellow. Quarter 2, second 3 milestones in green. Quarter 3, third quarter milestones in blue, and in red we've got the 4th quarter milestones. Boom. So once we've got the year goals nailed, we've got the 12-step plan nailed, then what we've got to do is start to think about breaking these down to quarters. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4. But we're not going to focus on all those quarters all at once. We're going to focus on quarter 1. So whilst we've got the 12-step plan and we've prioritised it, we can take the first 3 things off the 12-step plan and focus on those things in the next 90 days. We also need to do the same with our goals for 1 year. So grab your 1-year goals and break those down into 90-day chunks to create that focus for 90 days. That real focus on the next 90 days ahead. Not the year, not the 2 years, not quarter 4, not quarter 3, not quarter 2 even. What we want to do is focus on quarter 1 in isolation. Baby steps to move forward to that place you want to be. Boil it down quarter by quarter. So we've got the 3 milestones that we need to do to hit our quarter goals, and we've got the 3 quarter goals: revenue, profit, customer impact. Absolutely magic. We've got this short-term view. So we've gone from start point to miles ahead in the destination, dreamland, the promised land. We've created the goals. We've understood the 10 lenses of strategy. And now we've broken all that down. So all we can see in front of us is 90 days. And if we're successful in that 90 days, when you're successful in the 90 days, you then look at the next 90 days and the next and the next to achieve those 1 year goals. You can get all your people involved in this as well. Help them all understand the focus. It's all about tactics now. It's all about the things that everyone in the business must do to laser guide ourselves to achieve those 3 goals and those milestones. And the final step in creating a strategy that works is to measure the important things. Your finger on the pulse. Now, my advice is always work with an external source. And I'm a bit biased, but when you work with someone like me, you get accountability and that execution guidance as standard every week, every month. So not only have we got the plan, not only have we got the right people to execute the plan, we've also got someone like me on your shoulder, guiding you, making sure we're doing the right things every week, every month, every quarter, every year. It works. But in order to make this a real success, we've got to define what we want to measure. And I call these things vital signs. So of course, we need to measure on a weekly or monthly basis revenue, monthly or weekly basis profit, monthly or weekly basis impact, the number of customers we're serving. But what are the other vital signs? What other vital signs are important to you that you should be measuring? Remember before when I said the numbers of the past? It's the behaviours that we need to change and motivate at the front. So what are the behaviours, what are the things that we need to see in our business that underpin the creation of revenue and profit? So I've put some examples there. Vital sign 4 might be leads, the number of leads. How many leads do we need a week? We might do networking groups, we might do referral marketing, we might do proper marketing campaigns, we might do paid social media marketing. Well, if we're going to spend money on that marketing, shouldn't we boil that down and go, okay, if we're going to spend $5,000 on marketing, we need 10 leads that are worth 10 grand a piece, of which we'll close 5 of those leads, 50 grand, and that 5 grand's worth it. Great ratio, 10 to 1. You do that all day long. So how many leads? We need to measure that on a weekly basis. How many referrals have we got weekly? Face-to-face meetings, new proposals sent out, new customer wins, average deal size. These are just examples, but think about all the things that underpin the creation of sales and profit, and think about defining what they are and set yourself weekly targets to hit, to make sure when you hit those targets, you are absolutely in line to crush your 90-day goals. Yeah. And when you set those targets as well, make sure that the whole team understand them. Make sure you publish them so people know what the company targets are in these areas. Make sure we're hitting them. Color code it, put it in a grid, put it in Excel, wherever you want to put it. Red, amber, green it. When it's red, we're underperforming, or when we're underperforming, it's red. When we're almost performing where we need to be, it's amber. When we're actually performing or overperforming, it's green. So you can see at a glance. Because usually when something's wrong in the business, it feels like everything's wrong. But when you break down the core components of the business like this, the core things that actually generate revenue and profit, then you can start to see that actually it's not everything that's broken, it's just one thing. And if you measure it weekly, you can then choose to fix that thing each week, until it's right. Plug it in, plug the fix in, and all of a sudden your numbers are bouncing. That's where we need to be. That's a great place to be. So we've got the start point, we've got a destination, we've got the goals, we've got all the strategic lenses, we've got that 12-step plan, we've now got a 90-day view and a week-by-week measuring methodology called Vital Signs, so you know week by week whether you're on track, whether you're making progress, whether you're doing the right things. And if you're not making progress, if you're not doing the right things, you'll be able to identify why. Because it'll be the lack of leads, or the lack of referrals, or the lack of face-to-face meetings, or the new proposal. It'll be one of these things that's impacting the lack of creation of revenue and profit. Yeah? I hope that makes sense. I hope you're enjoying this, by the way. I hope it's of value. I hope it's breaking it down simply for you, because strategy, we think it's just an overwhelmingly complex word. Oh man, the strategy's not working. Oh man, I've got to create a new strategy. Oh, it's going to take ages. It doesn't have to. If you take it methodically and you break it down to chunks, start point, destination, all the bits in between, you'll do it. So that's the 6 steps done. So what happens next? Well, before we get to that bit, you've kind of completed this little journey with me right now. You understand the different factors and facets of creating a strategy. So you know where you're at, you know where you're going, you've got your goals, you've got your how we're going to get there. You know the resource requirements. You've got a 12-step plan, 90-day view, vital signs. Great. So what next? Well, the big thing about what's next is if you, so many business owners and boards do this. They create a strategy. It might be the best strategy in the world, but if no one knows about it, it's going to fail. And if your teams only know a little bit of it, it's going to fail. They need to see the whole thing. They need to see the journey end to end. They need to see the journey from where you are now to the promised land. They need to see the whole thing that covers the whole business. Where are we now? Where are we going? You need to share this journey with everybody, because this isn't just about you. It's not just about your board. It's not just about your managers. It's about every single person in the business, from shop floor to boardroom, and everything widthways as well. You've got to communicate it, because in that communication, people start to see gaps. People start to see areas they want to be involved in. People start to get excited. People start to believe. And when you sit them down and let them know and help them understand the part that they play in that journey, that exciting journey, they get excited. So it becomes less about their job description and getting paid if they do a satisfactory job. It's about motivating and inspiring these people to get involved, to make a difference. And it's about you understanding that their perspective and their voice matters. Massively, massively important. So what's next? Create it, share it. And once you've shared it, and when you get the feedback from people and say, how exciting is this? Then you'll suddenly realise it's not about the numbers, it's about the culture. Because when you get the feeling right, when you get the thinking right within your people, when you create belief, the numbers will knock on your door. Sure, we need some structure and process underneath it, but make that the secondary, make that the outcome of your motivational, journey-led conversation with all your people, because that's massive. It's absolutely massive. So that brings us to an end, and I'm bang on time, I think. 60 minutes, 57 minutes, 26 seconds. I didn't rehearse this at all, not for this specifically, but I talk about this stuff every day, and I've talked about it a million times. So if it came across quite well that I know what I'm talking about, it's because I do. But I didn't rehearse the fact that it was going to be finished in 60 minutes, but it is, and I'm really pleased with that. So another thing, so what really happens next? So you need to communicate it once you've done it, but what happens next from a me and you point of view? Well, you can take what I've told you and you can start to do something with it. You can use this video as a guide, and you can start to think about these different areas of your business and start to construct your own strategy based on my simple methodology. Or you could just book in a call with me, because I don't bite, I'm a nice guy, and the call in itself will give you some value and help you get some clarity on certain areas. And it may be that if we speak on the phone, it may be that I come and meet your board of directors. We sit down, we talk about your business, where you're at now, we talk about your hopes and dreams of the future, and we talk about, and I introduce you to how I might be able to help you achieve those things, enjoyably, quickly, and in a really fun and systematic and programmatic way, one that makes a lot of sense and that you're going to enjoy taking part in. So yeah, if you do want to book a call, dead simple, just go to successgps.co.uk. You'll see the landing page, have a read, some great testimonials on there as well from clients that you may even know, and just click the button and just book a call. Just a 20-minute call, initial call, 20 minutes, that's all it is. We'll have a chat, see where you're at, see where you want to be, and then the next stage is we'll come in and meet your board and we'll take it from there. So if that sounds like something you want to get involved in, just get on the website, sign yourself up, book in the call, and away we go. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed delivering that in a simple way. Strategy, it's not a complex thing. Strategy is something anyone can define. It simply is just the plan to get from A to B. Thanks for joining me. It's been brilliant. Stay tuned for the next session, which is going to be in December, and the content topic is either going to be recruitment or marketing. So if any of those things float your boat, keep watching my stuff, and I'll publish the date very soon. Have a great evening. See you all soon. That's all from me. Goodbye.